Are you a woman that has really been unstuck in some areas of your life? I mean, stuck in your ways, stuck in your thinking, stuck in some behaviors, stuck in your own comfort zone, right?
Stuck in your home.
Yes, this is the episode for you. If you want to break some of the norm and learn how to get unstuck out of your own way, stay tuned because we have an amazing show for you.
Dunamis, Dunamis woman. Dunamis woman.
Well, we want to welcome you to another episode of Dunamis Woman today, where we are just talking about real life matters here. We got all kind of topics that we've been talking about. So if you haven't looked at some of the other ones, go ahead and dig in, dive in. Let's do what we do. But today, here we are. Here we are with a thought-provoking topic. Ariel, what is that?
Oh, I think I'm going to get a lot out of this one, but how to get unstuck from your own ways. Why are you saying like that? So, it's really difficult sometimes because you have your own ways that you do things, the way that you think, the way that you behave, the way that, situations that you may put yourself in. And so sometimes I don't think we recognize that we're stuck in our own way of how we like things to be done or how we do things or how we think or how we even speak, right? And we're oftentimes changing other people or thinking that people don't understand us. When really we could be stuck in our own ways and we need to kind of move in position. And that is hard.
Well, you know what? The last episode, I was talking about Romans 12:2. When it says, be not conformed to this world, but be transformed. Now, I'm not going to quote the whole thing, but we kind of glide over be not conformed. And when you start conforming, particularly to this world, the cosmos, the things that make you look beautiful, make you look good, keep on your mask, keep on your own opinions, your views, your ideas, because you can handle that. Okay. So we're constantly conforming to what other people have made us to be, positioned us to be, taught us to be. And it's a subconscious thing.
Yeah.
It really is a subconscious thing because that's what's my familiarity. I am familiar with knowing what I know, knowing how to do what I do, knowing how to position myself, how to place myself. And I can handle that. I can really handle that. So I think, I know that in order how not to be unstuck is that you really got to, first of all, humble yourself. And this is what I do. I humble myself because I don't really know what I think I know. I have to always be willing to move with the flow. Go with the flow of Christ. Go with the flow of his spirit. Go with the flow of who he has made me to be and not who I have become based upon environment, tradition, rules, regulations. I have conformed to so much. And that is not easy to break free. It really is not, because you're going to get a lot of backlash. And then you have to start thinking for yourself. Do you realize how many people have shaped your mind? Inserting and inflicting their opinions, their views, their doctrines, and what they deem to be as gospel. And now you lose a sense of your own self because you don't know how to think for yourself. And the first thing I had to do, Ariel, was break free from all of that and say, Lord, show me me. And I had to become unstuck from my familiar way of tradition, worshiping, where I go, who I'm with, or whatever. And there was a land called Promise, and it's the foreign land. Why are you looking like that?
Because, you went a whole other different direction.
Okay, well, go ahead.
I thought we were going to go with this, conversation. But it's nothing wrong with that.
We can go with that.
Because when I think about, so, for example, from a practical standpoint, right? I was coaching a woman, and she loves the way she does her hair. She loves the way that she, adorns herself, the way she dresses. But her husband loves seeing her in a different way, right? And so even though she's growing and even though she's developing and even though she's healing, I had told them, her to plan a nice outing or whatever. And so the husband said, okay, and I want you to wear this outfit, and I want you to wear your hair this way. And so immediately it was she called and she was like, ooh, I feel like it's control. I feel like it's control, And so I told her, I said, but that's the way that he likes, it to be done. I said, but you don't even know. You may be beautiful and all this stuff. She's like, well, I just don't want to lose me. I don't want to lose me. Now, I get the whole aspect of losing me, but to me, I also see this getting unstuck from your own way, because I was like, look, now if you tell you put on a blue wig and a polka dot dress and hop like a dog, now that's a little off the wall. You know what I'm saying?
Depends.
But
depends.
Depends
what I want to get out of hopping like a dog.
Exactly,
You know
though.
what I'm saying?
And that's what I got to. I said, but truthfully, you could really, if that's what he wanted, you can still own who you are as a woman and put on a polka dot dress, put on a blue wig, and excite his mind in so many ways, because that's really what he loves. I said, but say you love your hair curling, he says he wants your hair straight. You know what I'm saying? Let's just do practical things. Do we buck up against so much of, I have to wear my hair curly, or do we get unstuck in some ways to say, you know what, let me just wear my hair straight because that's what you like, right?
But it goes back to what I was just saying, is that, see, we have been in a position where we are told what so much to do that when, like in that case, he's not telling her. That's how she's perceiving it. Because we are told. We are told. And a lot of stuff we tell ourselves.
Yeah.
So to be unstuck is to say, hey, even though when he's asking me to do something, I'm there before he there. You understand what I'm saying? Because, I'm so glad you said that, because I was about to give myself permission to be whatever I need to be for me. The point is that we lose so much of ourselves and we stay stuck because we always looking out the window, out the door, and look in the mirror and say, what do you want?
Right. Yeah.
You all go back and scroll through some of our Dunamis Woman Today's shows. I'm going to look so different all the time. You probably say, is that her? Is that her? And have no problem with it, because I'm not worried about if somebody think that I got alopecia or she ain't got no hair, whatever. I love the creativity of adorning myself as a woman and how I want to be and how I see myself, and have fun with me. And then and even my husband was like, okay, who's she going to be today? You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's me. Yeah. And I think that being stuck is because you're so busy trying to be you. Sometimes you need to lose you.
Yeah.
Lose yourself, because we have, this environment have shaped me to think this way. You know what I mean? I can be conservative. I could be this. I could be that. I could be whatever I want to be. And it's so much out here in this world. I was so, I was like, do I want to cut my hair? Do I not want to cut my hair? And I was like, you know what? Crap, forget it. When she just cut it, I was like, if I want some long hair, I just glue the weave in the back. You know what I'm saying? So many things you could just do to keep yourself unstuck.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was one example, right? Of, just letting go and being free.
Okay, so what's your own self?
So for me.
Yeah.
Honestly, okay, I think that when you think about being stuck in your own ways, like I was saying earlier before we started, there's behavioral things that we have adapted to throughout life, right? So I want you to tell me, what is one, me, right? Shoot. What is one behavioral trait of myself that you believe that I'm stuck in, that I need to get unstuck?
You always got to be right.
Okay.
I said that too soon. I didn't have to think about it.
Okay, so let's use an example, right?
Okay.
So, it comes up in conversations, right? If I'm conversing with someone, whether it's you, whether it's Allison, whether it's my dad, whether it's a man, whatever case it be, that there are times where I'm like, okay, I just want to be right. So there's some behavioral things that I do, like I was saying earlier, I may cut somebody off of a sentence, or I may, be very strong and say I disagree and all those different things. Now, easily, I could say these people around me just don't understand me, right?
You could play the victim.
I could play the victim, right? But how do you get unstuck from that way? Because if you keep meeting people and the same thing is being said, then that means that there's still something about me of, okay, Ariel, you do like to be right all the time. So how do you get unstuck out of those behaviors that in conversation or whatever the case may be, you have to change that? You know what I'm saying? Because it doesn't obviously foster good communication.
Well, I'm just going to say this. There are various persons in your life based upon how they are positioned. And the only thing that I know is, how do I still love the person knowing that they are stuck in this area, and then also utilize that as my growth and development, which is what I do with you, and then continuously allow you to grow and develop, and pray that you will see it for yourself. Nobody don't want to, for somebody to always tell me about myself, it's cool, but it ain't cool. You know what I'm saying? Tell me about myself in a sense so you could pray for me that I will see myself. That's how I tell you. I could easily say, Ariel, you always got to be right. You always got to do this. You always got to do that or whatever, da, da, da. And then it could cause a breach in our relationship. Because I don't want nobody telling me all this. You know, you talk, they used to always tell me you talk too fast. Well, dog, don't stop listening. You know what I mean? I know I talk fast. But I'm passionate, and I learned that. I'm passionate. So when I'm passionate about something, I talk fast, and I probably will more so be loud because I'm passionate about that. But I don't want nobody to keep telling me, love me enough to understand that about me so I can get unstuck. So what I'm saying to you is that, first of all, there's principles to that. First of all, your position in my life is that you're my daughter. You're not my friend. You're my friend, but you're first my daughter. So the apple don't fall far from the tree. Okay, so when you're dealing with someone in that position, know that the apple don't fall far from the tree. Second of all, the law of attraction is going to attract you to people like yourself. So now I have to say, okay, now I see myself. I'm just like that. I was 32 at one point. Now I'm on my way to 60. You know what I'm saying? So I was like that. Be patient with her because guess what? Nobody was patient with you. They just put you down for that. The same way you get cut off, the same way I get cut off. Now what I do to preserve a healthy relationship is that I utilize that about you very strategically. You understand what I'm saying? So sometimes does it frustrate the heck out of me? Yeah. But to preserve our relationship, I have to now allow myself to do what I want you to do, and that's listen.
Now you're coming from your perspective.
Now, and that I said positioning is very important.
You're coming from your positions, but for me, if I have acknowledged that this is a way that I want to become unstuck from, right? Even though you, like you said, you let me go through my process. Now, what do I need to do? Once I acknowledged it, I'm no longer pointing the blame. I'm no longer, I'm not being a victim, but I recognize that this is something in me that I want to get unstuck from.
How did you get to the point of recognizing this?
Because a man.
We could close the show right now because you a woman. And we don't even hear until we are interested in someone that we want to better ourselves for. Now, that's the gospel truth.
Yes, because it's different when you have your immediate family, right? And you do traits and you're like, okay, accept it. But then when you are around the opposite sex and you kind of hear the patterns over and over and over again, you know, you can't keep getting mad when it's like, okay, this is maybe like
and that's the point. You keep hearing, you
know, it's also like there's clearly a repetitive pattern here, right?
Yes.
And most people will be like, well, people just don't get me, right? But at some point you have to be like, if Johnny said it 10 years ago, you know, Jack said it 5 years ago, Joe said it 3 years ago, and now Jeff is saying it, you know, now.
But it's not about what Jeff said. It's about how Jeff said it.
That is key.
Now, that's key.
That
because
is key.
I've had the same thing that you're saying has been told about me for me to get unstuck. But they were condescending with it. They were brutal with it.
Yes.
Don't point your finger at me.
Right.
Don't kick me for my idiosyncrasies, which we all have.
Yes.
So when someone comes and show me myself in love because they have seen them, so I can listen.
Yes.
That is a result and an outcome of prayer.
So, but is there something practical for an individual to do to get unstuck? Or is it because the person has to know how to love you through that?
They have to love the hell out of you.
Oh.
We're always trying to correct ourselves and be right. And it's formulating more. First of all, the reason why you're doing it is because it's pride.
Yeah.
Then the second reason why you can't hear because it's pride. Now you want to correct yourself and formulate more pride. Relationships was given to us for us to be able to build one another up. And the position that God has given us in this earth is man and woman. Woman is not in love with dogs the way God made it. Some of them are. They love a dog more than they love a human being. But God made man and woman. It takes that. It takes that. That's how that's why I'm saying my prayer for you is that why would I keep going in combative with you as mother and daughter when that's not my place? My prayer is, God, give her the man. Mm-hmm. Give her the man. And I'm just going to sit back and enjoy the benefits and the fruit of my prayers.
So, but there's still things that come with when you're, stuck in your own ways, and hopefully I'm helping you all out there. I don't know if I am, right? But in the comments,
yeah, you are.
It's helping.
Yeah, you are.
Because when you're stuck in your own ways, and you do look within and not necessarily look at someone else, then, you have all these like condemning thoughts. And I don't know if it stems because of how the person said it, or if it's just your own, like, now the self-inflicting thoughts that you're putting on yourself.
And it's also, you can, it's two people. And you all here. Two people in your life that can be properly positioned to get you to hear. And that's, first of all, a man, if it's in the right, proper way in the timing, or a mediator. Mm-hmm. Okay? And it could be both, but they have to be utilized in a certain way, in a certain timing. Jesus, when Isaiah prophesied, wonderful counselor. Do you know what a wonderful counselor is? A mediator. I'm not a man in your life. I'm a mother. Mm-hmm. We have a relationship that will never be like a man or a woman, but there can also be based upon, like I said, a law of attraction. You are like me. I ain't like you. You're like me. Mm-hmm. Let's think about it.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, even us being here today, even us growing this kingdom business together today, we had a wonderful mediator.
Yeah.
We had a mediator who can say, I commend her. She's a bad one in that case, because boy, even those who be around us, they just sit back and listen.
They like a ping pong.
They like,
and they don't say anything. I'm just like, can you say something?
Because you want to be right, I want to be right. And so as the mediator have worked with both of us, I made a decision. Mm-hmm. Nobody didn't tell me. I made a decision. Humble yourself.
Okay.
To preserve a relationship, you got to humble yourself. To preserve the relationship that you like to develop with this man, you're listening, which is causing you to what?
Humble. Yes.
It hurts to humble yourself because it crushes your pride. This is how, any way that you're stuck, I'm telling you right now, it's pride. Yeah. We can hear the word, but we don't know all the dynamics that it consists of.
Yeah.
And a lot of that is stemmed from fear. All of that is stemmed from fear.
Yeah.
Because if you was to really get unstuck, the root of it is you would have to be vulnerable.
Yes.
You've just made a decision. I'm tired of being by myself. I want to be somewhere else. I'm tired of just ministering sometimes to all these women and don't have no fruitful relationship with a man. And because my years are progressing, let me learn how to listen and humble myself. Because as they say, the clock is ticking.
Yes. I mean, but those are literally the things that go through your head. And it's like, okay, I could just... let me just be transparent, honestly, because it was.
Do y'all put in there? Come on through. Put in the comments. Come on through.
The mindset was just like, okay, like I can just be alone, like I don't have to necessarily deal with this, or it was just like maybe it's meant for me to be alone, right? Like, because clearly this is too hard or it's too difficult or something's wrong with me. Like, there's so much different stuff that go through your head, and then you do look at the clock is ticking. And it's like, okay, well. Maybe there's no one that will actually understand. So it's like, what do you do if you want to get further, but you don't want to be stuck here? And I know, like you said, if you humble yourself, but then it's that fear, because it's like, okay, well, if I humble myself and I be vulnerable, am I ignoring something that's going to come up along the way?
And you so scared, you don't even want to take that risk. You know what I'm saying? So you got to humble yourself.
It's just easy to just stay right there.
It's not easy. You think it's easy. That's the lie that the enemy puts in all of us. Let me say this to you. All of you all who are listening. It could be a woman. And if you're a man, you're a real authoritative man. And if you're a woman, you are a dunamis woman. I'm telling you that right now. You have power. And your power can speak out of your pride. I don't need a man. I don't need to do this. I could be by myself. Who gotta take that? All pride tells you all these things to keep you from experiencing who you really are. And that's being stuck alone.
Yeah.
You're depriving yourself. There's no one perfect, not even you. So why are you looking for a perfect man when you are an imperfect woman? Why do you want other people to be perfect? My mother used to say, let every man wear his own shoes and every tub sit on his own bottom. I just say now, let every woman wear her own shoes and every tub sit on her own bottom. Why? I have to stand in my own imperfections and take ownership. And then I know that when someone wants to condemn me, that's not the person for me. That's not the place for me. You're not helping me become unstuck. Mm-hmm. It's not what you say to me. It's how you say it.
Yeah.
I need everyone in my life to be in a proper position. Why? Because I'm going to be a reflection of you. You're going to be a reflection of me. I'm a reflection of man. Man is a reflection of who I am. I understand how I am because you're going to attract yourself. Now, when you stuck, you're going to keep attracting a stuck person. And two stuck people keep colliding. Yeah. Ain't nothing getting done because it's contention and it's strife within itself. How do you get unstuck? Humble yourself. Humble yourself and say, God, show me, and take ownership. And once you take ownership, I didn't say own it. I said take ownership of it so you can move forward. Because that's what you want. We talked about on a few episodes about how do you know that he's the one or whatever, the one who can put up with me. Mm-hmm. The one who can hear my fast talking, the one who know how to deal with me in a loving way. Mm-hmm. Because if you want to condemn me, if you want to put me down, what it's really telling me, you haven't gotten healing in that area yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
You still need some redemption power of God in that area yourself. But I'm going to still love me in the midst of it.
Yeah. I mean, that's...
It takes us, I don't want to say a special man. It takes a real authoritative man. Thank you, Holy Ghost, a ram, to really know how to love a dunamis woman. And when I say real authoritative man, he knows who he is. And he can speak truth, and the truth doesn't have to be hurtful. It doesn't have to be condescending, but it is what it is. It's firm. Why? Because it's truth. Mm-hmm. So to be with a dunamis woman, it has to be, because we are stuck in so many ways. Why? Because you haven't truly been loved the way that you require.
Yes. And I think it's hard to receive that firm word of, insight, wisdom, advice, because it's hard. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know why? Because this is going to blow you all's mind. So just stay tuned. Don't click off. A dunamis woman, a woman, period. She's a dunamis woman because she has power on the inside of her. And because of that power, you really don't need a man. Mm-hmm. Why are you thinking so many women out here single, going on with their life, accomplishing so many things? We have that substance. We have that strength. We have it. It's going to work for us. Mm-hmm. We're raising children by ourselves. We're doing this. We're going home. We're doing this. Now, we may be a little bit tired and depleted. Yeah. But that strength is working for us. God gave us that strength to not just work for us, but to work for the man that he's assigned to us. But at the end of the day, he got to also see us. Mm-hmm. So you could stay alone, Ariel. You got all the goods. But at the end of the day, like we always sing that song, rock me in the cradle of his arms. Jesus ain't coming here just to hold you like that.
Yeah.
You want a relationship. You want someone you can move forward with in unity. Move forward. We all want that. Mm-hmm. If you want a relationship that you can move forward in harmony and love and unity, put in the comment, I want that. Mm-hmm. Humble yourself and say, I want that. Pride want to say, I don't need that.
Yeah.
While you in the bathroom masturbating and rubbing on yourself and not being able to really have someone to tell you in love about yourself, just like I need that, they need that too. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We all are stuck. Mm-hmm. We all have our damaged places. We all deal with pride. But the beautiful part of relationship is to see yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. So,
go ahead.
So when it comes to, we got like a couple minutes left.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's if you have someone to show you, you know, areas.
You got your
where
little coaching
you're stuck.
session in on Dunamis Woman today.
I don't know if I felt it, but I had to take it for y'all. Okay. Anywho, you know, you have something about being unstuck to help find yourself, to help open yourself up, right, to new things because you've just been so rigid in certain areas. Then you have the scenario what I'm talking about, you know, noticing that you're stuck in certain behavior traits that, you know, only a man can sometimes pull out or to show you and you develop, right? But then and we got to just, you know, go really quickly, but I want to make sure I speak to those, you know, individuals who don't have anybody around and they just stuck. Right? They're just stuck and stagnated and they...
You don't want me to speak to that. Go ahead.
And they haven't moved, right? How do you get unstuck in those areas? Because you don't have anyone challenging you. You don't have anyone, you're in your own, you know, cocoon and you're stuck, you know.
We're talking to women.
Yes.
Prayerfully.
Yes.
If you just have no one, and I'm saying this with true authority that I have from a leadership coaching and all other positions that I fulfill. The reason why ain't nobody coming to you, because you stuck. Bottom line. You're not even leaving room for anyone to be drawn to you because you're stuck. What do I mean by stuck? You got your ways. You got how you want them to be. You got what you want. You got how you want it. You got your life. There's no room. Make room. I think it's a wonderful
it's a song.
Yeah. Make room. But you want somebody to come and fit in your box, fit on your stuck train, fit on this, and you want them to conform. And that's not just man, that's everybody. You want everybody to conform to you. That is demoralizing.
Yeah.
So from a woman's perspective, wanting a man in your life, I ain't say a male, M-A-L-E, I said a real authoritative man. Make room.
Yeah.
Don't be so rigid. Oh my God, you want somebody to prophetically come and know your address, step on your door and say, God said you are for me. And you ain't did nothing for yourself and come in that stuck way, stuck debt, stuck mentality, stuck religion, stuck household, stuck room. You just stuck. Start rearranging. Rearrange your house. You know, Matt come in, he was like, we only been in this house that he built since we've been together 8 months. I think I done changed the room around 3 times. You know, he said, Jesus, what's going to stay the same? Because I ain't stuck. The beautiful part of the creativity is that I can move things around. And it keeps him on his toes. And I'm not doing that for him. But I love the creativity, the beauty and things of today. I may I don't like that no more. Let me just move that couch over right here a little bit. Unstuck. You better watch before you sit down. You know what I mean? So it keeps them in a place where, who are you? But he loves it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So get unstuck by just move some stuff around. Clean out your closet. What do you want? The same dresses that you wore 5-10 years ago, it might not be you no more.
Yeah.
Who are you? That's the beautiful part about God giving people creative thoughts and ideas. I love it. It might not be nothing wrong with it. It just ain't you no more. Get a new wardrobe in some respects.
Yeah. And I always have said that, you know, for some of the women that we meet who are like that, you know, to just do something externally to get that internal transformation, you know, even if it's just moving your bedroom around, you know, something as simple as that. Your bedroom may have stayed the same way for years. Just move the bed on another wall.
Some people's hair has been the same since they were teenagers.
Yeah. And that is true. And I love that you use, you know, that song, Make Room, because you got to even allow God to come in and make room for him to be able to move in your life in those areas. So I pray that this episode, as I always say, helped you, that you got a lot out of it.
Put your takeaway in the comment section.
I would love to hear your takeaway. I tried to, you know, approach many different type of women in this episode, but one thing I will say is that when you come and connect with us at Dunamis Woman, you are bound to get unstuck from certain areas, unstuck, right?
Yes,
so if you want to change, you want to evolve, you want to transform, connect with us here at Dunamis Woman. Join our community and really come and learn more about who you are as the woman that God has created you to be, that Dunamis Woman.
And that is a Dunamis Woman.
Dunamis Woman.
So there was a moment in this episode where I was transparent about, being stuck in a certain way. And sometimes, when a man comes into your life, that it's to show you more about yourself. And so I really want you to hone in on that, because oftentimes we can point the finger, we can point the blame, we can condemn our own selves. But even in certain situations, I have to always remember, God, you may have sent this person in my life to show me me. And I thank you for showing me me. And I want to be able to grow in myself. So don't put yourself in a deeper place of condemning yourself or feeling like you're not good enough or that you're bad. And don't let someone else put that on you. But know that this is all about you, all about God showing and revealing traits about yourself so that you have the power and the ability to make decisions, to get unstuck, and to humble yourself at the mighty hand of God, and not the mighty hand of man, but the mighty hand of God, so that you can be the woman that you're supposed to be.